myself and other people, the organization I work with called Soldiers of the People, I'm the National Education Director of that organization. We said one of the things under my job title is that we must build liberation schools all over the country. So a liberation school can be in a place like this. Black people own it. We don't care your age, 14 and up. We don't care if you're Hebrew Israelite, if you're Moor, if you're Muslim, we don't care. Because what we realize is those who oppress us don't care. You'll find Hebrew Israelite, Moor, Muslim, all these brothers are locked up, all of them. And there's no differentiation. So we have to understand that. So we have to start getting rid of these barriers that get in the way of unification. We all get oppressed. So today we have more college educated people. We have more spiritually enlightened, supposedly, people. But you know what? In the time when we didn't have as many educated people, and people that, the bad bees and the soaps and all, and you know what they did have? They had a commitment. I want to be free. I wasn't put here to be enslaved or be oppressed. And I have a right to challenge it. And somewhere that was lost. We lost that somewhere, right? Because if your religion, your politics, your organization is not teaching you to value yourself, connect with your people, and uplift, then you got to ask, well, what is it doing? Is it part of the problem or part of the solution? Now, I know personally there's Christian brothers and sisters, Rastafarian brothers, all types of brothers and sisters, whatever their religion that's down, they're teaching their kids right. They don't want their kids out here doing foolishness. They're involved in loving, meaningful relationships with their partner, whatever. So that doesn't have to do with your religion. That has to do with the person and the principles they embody. So I can rock with the Pan-African Nationalist crowd because I am Pan-African Nationalist. So that's easy. I can rock with the crowd, the black socialist Marxists. We could rock too, as long as they don't try to hit me on the head every 5 minutes with Lenin and Trotsky and all that. You know? You can rock with all types of people. If you're black, if you're not working, getting paid by the government to come spy on what we're doing, and you're serious about getting your community together, we can rock, and that's what this space is for. So we envision that different people in the community. Today we got Brother Abiodun. Let's clap it up for our elders. Great wordsmiths, great musicians, artists, poets, activists, but he's been spitting truth and beauty for many years. And some say that the last poets and our late great Gil Scott-Heron are some of the pioneers of what people today call spoken word poetry. Right? Let us bring our elder up to the stage. Yeah. He's going to perform for us.
Give Agyei another hand. You know, it's very funny. I don't feel like an elder, but I am, I guess. Anytime you get over 60, it's a wrap. But for those of you that don't know the history, how many of you are familiar with the last poets? Raise your hand. Yeah. Thank you very much. I happened to start the group right here in Harlem when I was 18 years old. I was the baby in the group, just to give you history. And we started at Mount Morris Park, which has been, of course, renamed to Marcus Garvey Park. I had a craving for Harlem. My family came to Harlem every Sunday to go to church. I thought Harlem was the blackest, most arrogant, most proud place on planet Earth. I'd see brothers with fedora hats, long cashmere coats. You could not tell me they did not own Harlem. My aunt said one time, she said, "See that man over there? He sleeps in his Eldorado." I said, "What? Dressed like that?" But they were hustlers, and that's how some of them used to roll. I was listening to what Agyei said, and what he said about the educational system is something that really needs to resonate with everybody. They don't teach us in the schools. I too work in the schools. I love to perform. I love to sing. I love doing what I do. But the truth is, my passion is teaching. And if I'm not teaching some kids, there's a part of me that's not alive. And on that note, my young son is here. He's attending Medgar Evers, and his name is Agyei. Please give him a hand. He's right there. He has a book out called Mariah's Seed. And she has a second book out called
Nation's Bride.
Yeah, so she's like trying to take that space that's been vacated by our great science fiction writer who was checked out, and I think some of you may know what I'm talking about, Agyei Tyehimba. If you're not familiar with Wild Seeds, please put it on your list. It is great reading, magical reading that only we can explain, because black folks have magic. We have not lost our magic. If you get a chance to go to Africa, go. But every time you look in the mirror, you're going to Africa. I usually open up before I do a poem with what I call the pledge. The pledge is something that has taken the world by storm. And since it's a nice small group, I can tell you, the pledge is one of the few things that I truly freestyle, because I put my foot in my big mouth. I was a keynote speaker at a school in Bedford-Stuyvesant, and I don't sing the Star-Spangled Banner, and I don't pledge allegiance to the flag. But because I was on the front row on stage, I stood up. I didn't stay sitting down. I stood up, and everybody said, I pledge, I don't do that crap. They said, oops, I don't do that. But I stood there like this. And after a while, when it came time for me to speak, the principal said, now we have Abiodun, our favorite poet, blah, blah, blah. And I went up to the podium. 1,500 people in the daggone audience, and a little girl raised her hand. I could have ignored her, but I'm trying to be cool. And I called on the little girl, I said, yes, you didn't pledge allegiance to the flag, and you didn't sing the song. I said, ain't this so true? I mean, she threw me under the bus. And I mean, I was messed up. I said, damn. I said, no, I didn't. Now I'm mad because she's blown me away. I mean, I did it, but I wasn't trying to get no hype about it. I said, I didn't sing that song because that song is a war song. Y'all should be beating each other up when y'all go upstairs. That war's about dropping bombs, blowing people up. That song ain't about eating potato salad and chicken in Bear Mountain, having a picnic or nothing. That's just a war song. It should automatically encourage you to fight. I said the other thing is that that flag, I can't pledge allegiance to a flag that has never pledged its allegiance to my people. And I said, then I got real silly, and as only black folks can do. Besides, I got a much better pledge than the Pledge of Allegiance. I didn't have nothing. I was thinking of something, but I didn't have it. We're going to do the pledge that came out of that freestyle. But because of time, I'm not going to do it the way I did it then, because the way I did it then was mad slow, because I was thinking about what I was saying. We're going to do it with rhythm. Everybody say free.
Free.
Grow.
Grow.
Misery.
Misery.
Down.
Down.
True.
True.
Sad.
Sad.
Uplift.
Uplift.
Here.
Here.
Right. Now you all remember all the names. You only got 8 words. I'm going to repeat. The rhyme is my call. Your response should be natural. Your words are free, grow, misery, down, true, sad, uplift, here. Only thing required, you've got to have rhythm. If your rhythm is messed up, don't do nothing. I want to be what I can be, to be proud, healthy, and free. I want to say what I know to help my brothers and sisters grow. I want to feel good about me and blame no one for my misery. Because I'll be strong, turn it around. I want to go up, I'm not going down. I want to do what I can do to make all my dreams come true. Remember my past, good and bad, how I made it hard even when it was sad. I want to share whatever my gift. And when you're feeling low, I'll give you
uplift.
I want to live without fear and know that I'm blessed for being here. Know that you're blessed for being here. Know that we're blessed for being here. Know that we're blessed. Give yourselves a hand. I want to thank you all for the moment I had talking to you. I talked much longer than I expected to, but brother inspired me so much because what he was telling you was going for money. Thank you for listening. I did bring product. I've got a brand new book out of my collected works from the days when I started the Last Poets to now. And I've got CDs. I got my first album of my love songs, which I love very much because the only time I wrote a poem I used to sing, the only problem was I sound like Johnny Mathis, so I didn't make a big hit out of it. But thank you so much for listening. Thank you.
When we came in, some of you came a little late. This is a recap. My name is Brother Agyei Tyehimba. What we did, we explained what we're trying to do in the space, the purpose of the Liberation School, how it's structured. Now, we're going to do a presentation about, don't get it twisted, the power and importance of Black history. But first, before I begin, I'd like to ask you all, why do you think history at all is important? At all? Anyone?
History is a look into tomorrow.
Look into tomorrow. Yes, sir.
Everything repeats itself.
Absolutely. Everything repeats itself. It says to look into tomorrow.
Cultural pride.
It gives us cultural pride. Okay. Let me jumpstart something. If you are an employer and people were coming in to interview with you, you would ask for their resume. Why would you ask for their resume? What is it you're seeking to get? Yes. Say again?
Information about their past, what they've done. You also want to know what they were capable of, what mistakes can be made in the present.
Okay.
You don't want to repeat mistakes.
What mistakes were made? Say again?
Qualified.
If they're qualified. You might also want to ask for their references, because when they come to interview, they're like, yeah, you know, I'm always on math. I come before time, and I stay hours late, and then you call the reference, and they say what? Man, this cat is late every day, man. This cat, he takes days off right after the holiday. He takes another day or two, right? So history is not just in books. We have a living history. We use history all the time. Ladies, meet a guy, fine, funny, sharp, like Brother Herschel be. Y'all don't know Brother Herschel, but Brother Herschel in the back, I don't mean to call him out. The brother come in sharp, everywhere he go, just cuts through the air, just sharp, right? Brother sharp, smart, nice, but you're gonna sit down, you're gonna ask him some questions, right? Because you wanna get a sense of what? History. See, there's no history, right? You want to get a sense of the character. Okay. The problem with Black history, as a lot of us celebrate, is that too many people keep it in elementary school stage. Did you know that on this day in Black history, February 8, 1939, no. Did you know the first Black nurse to, no, that was good for us at a particular time in history. See, when Malcolm was going around saying you got to know your history, who taught you that you ugly? Who taught you that you could do? Who taught you? See, that was newer to people in 1964. We're in 2016, so we've read the books, we've seen Malcolm's clips, we've read Garvey. Hopefully you read Message to a Black Man in America by Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and you read all these books. So and they've seen a black president, they've seen Oprah Winfrey, they've seen Michael Jordan, they've seen people succeed and move in all areas. So we don't need to tell our kids today, we don't need to keep them stuck in the first Black so-and-so. On this day, 30 years ago, 100 years ago, this happened. History is to be used analytically. History is to be used to solve problems. History is to be used to straighten your back. History is supposed to be used to give you courage. So, when I'm dealing with a student or an adult that I'm consulting, they say, you know, I got the money man, the money grow, and my lady did this, and you know, my rent's do it. I say, that sounds rough, brother. That sounds almost as rough as a woman hitting her head with a rock at a young age, barefoot, with no education, that didn't even know the day she was born, being able to organize enslaved Africans in captivity, and being able to feel on the trees to know which direction she was going in, and being able to organize nice white people to hide them in their houses and to help them get up north. You sound almost as bad off as she was. It's not designed to trivialize people's pain, but it's to say, we come from a people who made a way out of no way. And that's how we use history. But it's also to give answers. For instance, if you see how a particular leader, I won't name any leaders, a particular leader made critical mistakes. He gave people bullets almost to shoot him with. A particular leader was very arrogant and didn't listen and didn't work with people. And then when the enemy came, nobody came to their assistance because they had personal beef with them, right? You can learn from that history. Now, I want to help put this in context by referring to a movie all of you have seen. If you hear this title and you've seen the movie, just raise your hand now. The Wizard of Oz. Okay. Wizard of Oz. I'm not talking about The Wiz, although that's similar, but the Wizard of Oz has a lot more jewels in it than the adaptation called The Wiz. Right? So this white guy named Frank Baum writes this movie, this book. His book is a critique of the American economy and political system. This is why it's Oz, OZ is short, it's abbreviation for ounce. This is why there's a yellow brick road, a gold, there's an emerald city, there's ruby silver. He's talking about the economy. And some of those characters he's poking fun at. One of them is Roosevelt, and one of them is this guy. So that's what he was talking about. But because we're intelligent, we can take something that was written for this audience, and we can turn it into it so that we can use it. So I'm looking at this movie, I've seen this movie all my life. And then one day in college, I'm looking at this movie, yo, that's crazy. There's these 4 characters. Dorothy, they all have a problem too. What's Dorothy's problem? Oh, remember that, lost, disconnected, don't know where she's going, don't finish nothing that she started, don't know what the destination is, let alone the beginning point. Okay, you know anybody like that? You know people like that? Okay. There's another character, he got a problem. Tin Man, what's his problem? No heart. Now when we saw it in the big little munchkins and all that in the color, it's like, oh, he got no heart, okay. But when a person has no heart, it means they are what? They cold, ruthless. You know the type of cat that'll shoot an old lady, take her money, hit an old man over the head, right? That will kill the community. We might call them today thugs. These are people who have no sensitivity, no compassion, no humanity. You know people like that. I know some. I grew up with something like that for sure. For sure. Okay. There's another character we run into. He has a problem. I'm not going to tell you the whole time, but he's the lion. What's his problem? He's a coward. We say he's a punk, right? He's soft, right? He's a herb, right? His problem is not just that he's, in terms of symbolism, not just scared like a fight, but he doesn't recognize his authority because the king of the jungle is supposed to be walking through that jungle regulating stuff. The king of the jungle is supposed to say, young blood, watch your mouth. There's young ladies and kids over there, right? That's the king of the jungle. Or the lioness, queen of the jungle, is supposed to be doing that same thing. But when they go around saying, I'm scared, they thugs, then you're not assuming what? Your rightful place on the throne. So you are a cowardly lion. That's almost a paradox. That's like saying a cold sun or criminal justice, right? Okay, so there's another person. They got a problem. Scarecrow, what's his problem? Oh, now when we saw that, we didn't really, no, we got no brain. Okay. But a brain symbolizes Talk to me. Intelligence, right? Not only intelligence, but competence. That this person can do a job well, right? So you got a person who's lost, disconnected from possibly their original ways. You got a person that thinks they're stupid, incompetent, can't achieve. I've worked with students who thought they were scarecrow, who said, T, I can't do that. And I said, man, that's too long, I can't do that. No, you can do it, yeah. But see, they think they can't do it, so it's as if they have no brain. Now, people tell them, you got a problem, you got a problem, you got a problem, you got a problem. All you got to do is what? Who you got to find to help the problem? The wizard. Where do you got to go? You got to follow something. Brick road, right? You got to follow the yellow brick road. And if you get to this wonderful wizard, he can solve all your problems. None of them can tell you how, because he ain't solved their problem. But they're selling the property. Oh, you can get there. You just follow the road, you get there, he can do it. So of course, when you feel I'm stupid, I'm a punk, that doesn't rise up to my natural authority, I have no direction, I'm lost, and I have no sensitivity, you're like, no, this person can help me, I'll go. You know people, some of you here have followed yellow brick roads you were told to follow. You were told if you go to that particular building, church, school, whatever, that's going to get you right. If you go to that particular book, that particular group, they're going to get you right. Okay, so we can relate to this story, can't we? All right. So, but there's a problem. They're getting together. They're getting organized. They're getting empowered. They're feeling strong. There's an enemy. Don't ever forget the enemy. The enemy is the wicked witch of the West. The West. That wicked witch is looking in a crystal ball. She's far away from all of them. She's not even next to them, but yet she can see what they're doing. How is that possible? Well, you have them all over Harlem and Brooklyn and everywhere. They're called cameras and satellites and GPS, where they could be way over here in another city and know exactly what you're doing. They can see the daggone NY on your Yankees cap from outer space, right? So this wicked witch from the West, remember, she's a wicked witch. So she gets upset when she sees people who think they're damaged and incomplete starting to say, have hope. So she takes this personally because she's a wicked witch, right? She says, oh no, we can't have this. I'm going to send them through poppy fields. And in the video, if you watch it, you do it on YouTube, she says, we'll put them to sleep. Something pretty. Put them to sleep. Now, what does that represent, people? We in Harlem. Hello. Let's go back to 70s. Heroin, cocaine, crack. When did that come? 60s, 50s, 60s was powerful time for us. Whether it's civil rights movement or black power movement. Powerful time. People straightening up. People starting independent schools, emotional shootings, independent schools. People are changing their names. People are changing their clothing. People are talking about listening to African values and fighting back. So they had to throw a little something in there. The Wicked Witch of the West, so let's do the poppy field. In the 70s it was heroin, and in the 80s it was cocaine and crack. But listen, poppy plants make opium, morphine, and heroin. So right in that Wizard of Oz movie that we thought was just little kiddie movie, there's some deep jewels being dropped in there, right? Because we all, our communities were afflicted by morphine, opium, heroin, all these drugs, by the poppy plant. Okay. They go through all this stuff. The wonderful witch, witch goes hell on them, kicking their butt everywhere they go. Why? Because she doesn't want to see them get what? Direction. courage, right? Heart and compassion and humanity for their fellow brothers and sisters. She don't want that. So she puts all of these things against them, these obstacles, right? Now, they eventually meet the wonderful wizard. And when they meet the wonderful wizard, they've been told that this president, I mean mayor, I mean police officer, I mean media personality, I mean whatever you want to put in there, is like God, is like, you know, all powerful. So they're in there, they're trembling. If you see the movie, they're like, their legs are shaking. Wonderful wizard, we thought we could get a brain and this and this and that. And he has the booming voice, smoking lyrics, gadgets, propaganda, right? But luckily, the smallest being, the most powerless being, supposedly, of the whole movie, a dog, goes up to this curtain and pulls the curtain back. And when he pulls the curtain back, what is revealed is a stale, pale, and frail white man. It's a white man. Or hunchback, manipulating this thing, making his voice deep, and they realize, yo, we went through this whole road, our whole life, thinking that our answer was external to us, was somewhere over there, right? And now we find out, after all this fighting and having to get through all this stuff, that we've been lied to, right? Bamboozled, run amok, led astray, like Malcolm said. So the wonderful wizard has to concede, I can't help you, because I have no what? Power. I came here on a balloon, I got lost, I landed here, they treated me like God, and I went with it. I've been lying the whole time. So they're mad. Wouldn't you be mad? You went your whole life thinking this is the answer, you find out that's all lies? Or you find out that this is supposed to be somewhere you're supposed to live, and you find out that this was stolen directly from Africa. Not a little bit, directly. Commandments, laws, music, art, law. And you've been taught that was ugly and this is where you should go, and you find out, wow, they took that from here. So I've been mixed up this whole, you're gonna be mad. So they were mad, they're coming at him. He's like, look, I can't give you a brain, but where I come from, people with brains, we give this. What did he give them? A diploma. Or a degree, a symbol. A symbol. He can't give you what he don't have to give you and what you already have. But he can give you a symbol and make you attach meaning to the symbol. Right? So he gives the scarecrow a diploma. He tells Dorothy, I can take you home in my balloon. He tells the lion, he gives him a medal of courage from the military. I can't give you courage, George. And then as the wizard is telling them this, they start saying, you know what, Scarecrow? You always were smart. This whole time, you were the one that was planning the strategy. And he's like, yeah. And they say, you know what, Lion? When them winged monkeys came, you was the one that went at them. It's like, yeah. So now they're all starting to realize that what they were seeking out there, they already had here and here. Right? So now, everybody's happy. They're still tricked. Because he gave these things, and now they think because he gave it to them that they had it. They still don't get it. See, the scarecrow says, be purpose, you starts doing all this. No, bro. Don't do that because he gave you a symbol. You had that all the time. So if you leave this thinking that you have this trait because he gave it, you still don't get it. So they were actually, at the end of the movie, they were still stuck. But at least they knew they had these things. Now, Dorothy wanted to go home. The balloon guy says, I'll take you. The dog jumps out. She jumps out. The balloon goes. So she can't go. So she's mad because she wants to get what? Because she's what? Lost. You know people that's lost? That you tell them they're like the 85%, hard to lead in the right direction, easy to lead in the wrong direction. Yeah. Okay, so she's crying, but there's a good witch. Whoa. Good witch from the north. And the good witch from the north comes and says, hey, baby girl, I was with you the whole time. You know, you have to go through this, blah, 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 blah. Listen, all you got to do is click your heel 3 times and say what?
There's no place like home.
3 times. Now, I want you to think about that. When she clicks her heels, there's no place like home. That could mean literally home, or that could mean what? No place like your values, your people. We eat collard greens, we do this, we do that. These things they say are black, that are uniquely, distinctly black. We have colon response. These different things they say are African or black. And we were taught to be ashamed of them, and we wanted to run to what the other person had. Not to step on any toes in here, crunch, but some of us, when we were little, we couldn't wait till we got our first perm, right? It's not me, it's right or wrong. Because we associate that with, this is my right to initiation of becoming a young lady, a woman. Some of the guys got their little jerry curl too, guys, in front. All right? Got your little process too, in the comments, all right? We associate, but it wasn't just a hair thing. It was deeper than that. We associated that with something. We thought that that was a symbol of something bigger than hair. Okay. Click your heels 3 times, there's no place like home. Now, therein is telling you what history is about. History, when properly applied, black history in particular, is not just to tell you what so-and-so did on what so-and-so date, or the first so-and-so that was in existence to do this job. That's the elementary school. When our kids got to elementary school, we should no longer bring that history to them. That's beneath them. Now we got to start talking about how history makes you step up and take your rightful place. Because if we taught our kids their history correctly, they would be going even to these low-performing schools that don't love them and miseducate them. They would be going there and killing them schools, going through them books, mastering what they get, excelling. They don't have that because they already think they're the scarecrow. They have no brain. If we taught history right, if we taught it right, they would have a sense of who they were and their capability. They would see themselves as problem solvers. When we started this school cap, I was telling you about 16 years ago, the motto was Malcolm, education is our passport to the future. And our vision was we're creating leaders and problem solvers. If you get educated and it's not teaching you to lead, organize and solve your problems, and you're wasting your money and time. A distraction could be history. You spend all your time, your head is so deep down in the sands of Africa, 10,000 years ago, but you can't speak to the music that our kids are listening to that is mesmerizing them. Like the Pied Piper leading them into the ditch. You can't speak to that because you're way back there. And that's not to say we don't go back there. Sankofa is not a crime to go back and fetch what you lost. But it didn't say to stay there. So if you can't speak to the problems that are going on right now, if what you're learning doesn't equip you to forecast what is coming, W.E.B. Du Bois, people call him this and that. I tell you, he was one of our most brilliant because he made forecasts. He had the ability to read and to predict this is going to happen. 20th century is going to be a problem of race. He told you. So if you just respond to what you see, that's one thing. But it takes a real mind to be able to say, this is something we got to prepare for. So please, I was telling the people on Sinetta's thing, Sinetta, love you what you do, God bless you. You're getting word out, you're getting conscious, African consciousness. That's beautiful. I know people that can go on all day with it. That's beautiful. But the question becomes, what are you doing? What have you done? What institution are you building? What community organizations are you rocking with to make better? What kids are you empowering? What kids are you educating correctly? What couples are you repairing the damage of? What books are you writing? What films are you producing? That's the white man ain't on top of us because he sits in libraries all day talking about the past. That white man got think tanks at Columbia, Cornell, all those Ivy League schools, and those think tanks are talking about black people are overpopulated. What are we going to do about that by the year? They're telling you stuff by the year 2075, and they're making plans in anticipation of that. If we stand way back there, we're not going to be able to meaningfully engage in these things. So to be clear, when anyone leave me and say, yo, that brother was knocking Africans, no. What I said was we can't stay there. We cannot stay in the past. We have to be like that Greek, there's a Greek mask, a famous Greek painting. There's a face that looks that way, there's a face that's looking this way, and there's a face looking that way. It's symbolic of look to the past while looking at the present, while planning for the future. All three. Because they, trust me, they're not just sitting there talking about, I think I hate black folk. I think I don't like them. I think they build prisons. I want to make this clear so no one gets this wrong when you leave. They don't just sit down and talk about they hate us, they don't like us, they want to do this. They put money that they get organizations of all types of persuasions, by the way. We don't do this, brother. I don't know what is up with us, but if you, it's like you gotta talk Christ, you gotta talk Allah, peace be upon him, you gotta talk this one, that one. Listen, they're on top of us because what they do is they're able to say, well, we disagree on these things, and we'll never really say. But the one thing we do agree on is we're keeping the power, and we're keeping them under our thumb. Right? Would you agree, General? So they then go and say, how do we get these young, virile, strong lions off the street? Let's make up some drug charges, a 13th Amendment that prohibits slavery, but then creates a new form of slavery. And let's throw all their asses in jail. That's what they do. You better believe it, and then exploit their labor. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolute slavery. Who does that? Who lets their people think that it's cool to be a thought and doesn't check it? Talk about it. Doesn't check it in here. You ain't no thought. No thoughts in this house. No thoughts in this neighborhood. Because you don't come from thoughts. You know what I'm saying? And if you do, by any coincidence, had a thought or two in your family line, we don't support that. We don't support that. You see, this is what history is supposed to do. History is supposed to give you that courage. Wake you up, clean you up, make you stand up. So if that said, that's all I want to say. And with that said, I just want to say, everyone, please go in peace, go in safety. And I will be in touch with you all to recap and to tell you about our upcoming events. If you are somebody in here who has a unique skill, going y'all out, then we hope that you're going to be in contact about doing your own presentations, leading your own workshops, telling our people how to write editorials, how to stand up, how to organize, how to do community outreach. This is what we need. Okay? So thank y'all, and have a good evening. Peace. My name is Brother Agyei Tyehimba. I'm an educator, author, and activist from Harlem. Right now we're standing at the conclusion of the grand opening of the Harlem Liberation School. We basically meet every second and last Monday of every month from 6 to 7:30 at this place called Raw Space, beautiful art gallery owned by Image Nation, doing beautiful work in the community between 121st, 122nd, and 7th Avenue. And basically what we're trying to do, man, is have a space in the community where activists and teachers and organizers and artists can come and teach our community. You know, we don't have to always go for people with all these degrees as celebrities. We got homegrown leaders and scholars right in our community. And we want to have a space for informed political discussion, and we want to have a space where people learn how to organize, how to go out into this community and empower our people and reconnect our people back, because we've been disconnected. So that's what it's about. We had an excellent turnout tonight for the first night. I'm overjoyed. We got Brother Abiodun from the Last Poets kicking it. You know what I'm saying? This has just been a blessed event, man. And as long as we keep the division and all that out of it, it'll continue to be blessed.
Peace, peace. I'm Shanice Starr, the awareness-preneur out here in Harlem. Do a lot of events to help raise people's levels of consciousness and awareness on a 360 level, if you will. And right now we're supporting Brother Agyei, who had an awesome event for the opening of the Harlem Liberation School. Totally psyched, totally excited. We're here. We're here, change is here, transformation is here, and I'm looking forward to just the collaborations and the build amongst our people.
Yeah, my name is Lahin Allah. Yeah, this is Black History Month. As far as, man, teaching about Black history, we can go on for decades and not exhaust our words. It's just too many topics to cover. You know, just like the brothers were speaking in here today, it's not about pointing out particular personalities, it's about what they left behind and how we're going to utilize that to benefit ourselves. We're supposed to add on to what they left us. And that's where we have made our mistake. There's a clean break between us and our ancestry, and we got to bridge that gap.
If y'all not at Harlem Liberation School, y'all messing up, man. You gotta come down here in Harlem, second and last Monday of every month, 6 to 7:30 at Raw Space. Hit us up on the internet. Look us up on Google, Harlem Liberation School.